insects are not always harmful. Looking at the economic utility of many insects such as honeybees, silkworms, lac insects, insect pollinators, predators, weed killers, scavengers, etc., we have to think twice before we accuse the insects. Of course, many insects, notably honeybees, enjoy a favorable reputation as pollinators and have a part to play in their various ecosystems. Still, in popular conception, most of the insects are pests, but insects are actually the friends of man in disguise, since they control our crop pests, pollinate our crop plants, control the weeds, give us valuable silk, fiber, shellac, etc. The total value of all these insect activities gifted to mankind runs to several $billion per year. Among the beneficial activities, pollination of crop plants and controlling the proliferation of injurious insect pests that eat the crops and infest human homes are very vital. Without honeybee pollination, much of agriculture would face disaster due to the absence of fertilization and seed set. A predatory insect eats hundreds of crop pests in a single day. As a part of the integrated pest management program, the predators and parasitoids help to reduce the need for hazardous chemical pesticides. Silk produced by silkworm is the basis for the multi-million-dollar textile industry. Successful insect-mediated pollination gives rise to seeds, fruits, and the next generation of plants. A pollinator transfers pollen from the male anthers of a flower to the female stigma of another flower to accomplish fertilization of female gamete in the ovule of the flower by the male gamete from the plant. The scientific study of pollination is called as anthecology. Most recognized pollinators belong to the group of honeybees or bees, which are mainly adapted for pollination. Bees typically are fuzzy and carry electrostatic charge. Both these features help the pollen grains to adhere or stick to their body surface, and they have also specialized pollen carrying apparatus. In most of the bees, this takes the form of a structure which is called as scopa, which is present on the hind legs of most of the bees. And the lower abdomen of the bees is in megachilid bees is made up of thick plumose setae or hairs, and honeybees, bumblebees and close relatives do not have a scopa, but their hind leg is modified into a structure called as corbicula or pollen basket. Honeybees, which belong to the Hymenopteran order and family Apidae, travel from flower to flower and collect nectar, which is later converted to honey, and pollen grains. Pollen provides the protein source to the honeybees. The bees collect pollen by rubbing against the anthers of the flower. The pollen collects on the hind legs in a structure called as pollen basket. As the bee flies from flower to flower, some of the pollen grains are transferred onto the stigma of the flowers. Nectar provides the energy or nutrition to the bee. Pollen provides protein. When bees are rearing large quantities of young ones or broods, the bees deliberately gather pollen to meet the nutritional needs of the brood. Eusocial bees such as honeybees need an abundant and steady supply of pollen in order to multiply. Honeybees are far the most important commercial pollinating agents, but many other insects like blue bottle flies, bumblebees, orchard mason bees and leafcutter bees are also cultured and sold for managed pollination. About 75% of Indian population lives in rural areas with agriculture as their main source of livelihood. Often the farmer's income needs to be supplemented through other sources of income which are achieved through sericulture and beekeeping or apiculture. Beekeeping offers tremendous commercial opportunities to the farmers by not only offering pollination service to cross-pollinated crops, but also by giving abundant honey, wax and other byproducts which are having huge demand in the pharmaceutical, cosmetic and construction industry. In 1910, Reverend Father Newton designed the Newton beehive at Kanyakumari in Tamil Nadu, which laid the foundation for the commercial beekeeping industry in India by utilizing domesticated Indian honeybee, that is Apis cerana indica. India is endowed with 6 species of honeybees, namely the rock bee Apis dorsata, little bee Apis florea, oriental or Indian honeybee Apis cerana indica, the European or Italian bee Apis mellifera, and the damer bees, namely Trigona and Melipona species. Majority of the crop plants depend on insects for pollination. Research worldwide has shown that honeybee pollination greatly enhances the yield in many of the crops. For example, in mustard, Apis cerana enhances yield by 30 to 60% due to its pollination activity. In cabbage, Apis cerana is known to enhance the yield by 20 to 30% in Punjab. At Gujarat, Apis cerana enhanced the cotton yields by 18%. Similarly, in Arizona of United States, the orange plantations yielded 150 fruits per plant as against 30 fruits per plant when bees were excluded. So, it is a 5-fold increase due to the pollination by honeybees in orange. Similarly, in sunflower at Chitradurga in Karnataka, honeybee mediated pollination, that is through Apis cerana, gave 67 quintals of seed yield in 9 acres as against 27 quintals in 9 acres when bees were excluded out of the sunflower plot. The insect predators and parasitoids are also another group of beneficial insects, and they have got a great role in the biological control of crop pests. Biological control is the branch of entomology which deals with application of living agents to control insect pests in crops. Biological control agents are commonly used for suppression include the predators, parasitoids, viruses, fungi, nematodes and bacteria. Coming to insect predators are defined as those which catch and devour smaller or more helpless creatures which are called as a prey for the single meal. The prey is usually smaller, weaker and less intelligent. The insect orders in which predators can be recognized are order Collembola, Dermaptera, Orthoptera, Thysanoptera, Hemiptera, Dictyoptera, Neuroptera, Mycoptera, Odonata, Trichoptera, Hymenoptera, Lepidoptera, Diptera, Coleoptera and Thysanura. So, among these 15 orders, it is only the Coleopteran and Neuropteran insects are having greater potential as biocontrol agents. Coming to order Thysanura, they are mostly omnivorous and they feed on freshly killed insects and on plant parts. Thysanurans are mostly scavengers, but very rarely they are predators. Often they injure the freshly dead or freshly injured insects and other arthropods. Coming to the second order, that is Orthoptera, members of this order are very diverse in their food habits. Many are phytophagous or crop pests. Occasionally they are carnivorous and they have got predatory habit. Example, family Tettigonidae, Acrididae, Grillacrididae and Grillidae are having herbivorous groups of insects, but a few species among them such as Conocephalus saltator feeds on aphids, leafhoppers and mealybugs. Similarly, another species is Idioscilla robusta, which feeds on other grasshopper species in captivity or on white grubs. The third order, which includes predators, is order Dictyoptera, which is mainly the praying mantis or mantids. They are the possibly best known predatory insects, and these mantids are found all over the world and usually they are called as ambush hunters. The fourth order which includes predatory insects, is order Odonata, which includes dragonflies and damselflies. The dragonflies have got enormous eyes which cover almost all part of the head, giving it a near 360-degree vision so that no insect can escape its attention. Adult dragonflies feed on any flying insect they can catch and also on spiders which they capture from their webs. Although the dragonflies are usually hunting and devouring their prey at high speeds, they can also snatch spiders and insects from exposed surfaces. The fifth order is order Neuroptera, which includes lacewings, antlions and aphid lions. Wings have got a network of veins which give a lacy appearance. Hence they are called as the green lacewings, and they are common worldwide. The next order is order Hemiptera, which includes true bugs. Despite fearsome appearance and alarming name, the water scorpions under Hemiptera are the true bugs and they are completely harmless to humans. However, they feed on small aquatic animals or insects whom they capture with their strong modified forelegs. Water scorpions are slow moving and ambush predators. Coming to insect parasitoids, they are also defined as insects which live in or on the body of the host and derive their nutrition from the host. Hosts are usually stronger, larger and more active than the parasitoid. Parasitoids are found in various orders like Coleoptera, Strepsiptera, Lepidoptera, Diptera and Hymenoptera. However, Diptera and Hymenoptera contribute majority of the parasitoid species which help man in biocontrol of crop pests. Coming to order Coleoptera, family Rhipiporidae, in this case they parasitize the bees, nymphs of cockroaches and wasps. Rhipiporus smithi is the example. Second family is family Strepsiptera. They are parasitic on Homopterans. Sexual dimorphism is seen. They have branched antennae. They are commonly called as twisted winged parasites. They have large eyes, paddle shaped ones. They are having mesothoracic wings. The females are larviform and apterous. Their food includes ants, plant bugs, grasshoppers, crickets and wasps. Coming to order Lepidoptera, family Epipyropidae. The larval stages of Epipyropidae are parasitic on leafhoppers, cicadas and lanternflies. Coming to the third order Diptera, many species are parasitic, some are phytophagous or saprophytic. Family Bombylidae or bee flies, both predatory and parasitic forms are found. Larvae parasitize Hymenoptera, Coleoptera, Lepidoptera and Diptera. Example, Bombylus species which is parasitic on Lepidoptera and Hymenopteran insects. Family Piponculidae, which includes big or large sized flies. They are small flies with large sized heads. Larvae are parasitic on leafhoppers, plant hoppers and froghoppers. The third family is family Conopidae, which are called thick headed flies. The body is long and slender. They parasitize the wasps, ants, grasshoppers and termites. Family Pyrgotidae, they are called long flies. They are parasitic on adult coleopterans, scarabid beetles, etc. The fifth family is family Tachinidae or Bristol beetle flies. These have got long spine like structures all over their body. Several species have been used as biocontrol agents of crop pests. They parasitize larvae and pupae of insects belonging to Lepidoptera, Orthoptera, Hemiptera, Hymenoptera, Coleoptera and Diptera. Example, Sturmia species, Carcelia species which are parasitic on larvae of Helicorpa or Migera. Coming to family Trichogrammatidae, which is the most important group of egg parasitoids. They are very tiny and measure between 0.3 to 1 mm in length. Trichogramma species are recommended for biological control of a wide range of insect pests in sugarcane, cotton, maize, tomato and rice crops. Lac is the scarlet resinous secretion of a number of species of lac insects, of which the most commonly cultivated species is Kerria laca. The cultivation begins when a farmer gets a stick that contains eggs ready to hatch and ties it to the tree to be infested. Thousands of lac insects colonize the branches of host trees and secrete the resinous pigment. The coated branches of the host trees are cut and harvested as stick lac. The harvested stick lac is crushed and sieved to improve its quality by removing impurities. The sieved material is then repeatedly washed to remove insect parts and other soluble material. The resulting product is known as seed lac. The prefix seed refers to its pellet shape. Seed lac, which still contains 3 to 5% impurities, is processed into shell lac by heat treatment or solvent extraction. The use of lac dye goes back to ancient times. It has been used in India as a skin cosmetic and dye for wool and silk. In China, it is a traditional dye for leather goods. Lac for dye has been somewhat replaced by the emergence of synthetic dyes. Though it remains in use, and some juices, carbonated drinks, wine, jam, sauce and candy are colored by using lac. It is also an anti-obesity drug. It is used in violin and other varnishes, and it is soluble in alcohol. In the 18th century, lac was used in the United States for fouling guns. Lac is highly inflammable and it is mentioned in the ancient Hindu epic Mahabharata for the construction of the lac palace. India, Thailand, China are the major lac producers. Bangladesh, Myanmar, Vietnam and Sri Lanka are minor producers. The commonly reared lac insect species are true lac scale, Kerria laca and rosette lac scale, Parata chardina decorella. Coming to the utility of silkworm, which is another beneficial insect. Silkworm is the larva of domesticated silk moth Bombyx mori. It is an economically important insect. It is a primary producer of the silk. A silkworm's preferred food is mulberry and it is a monophagous insect entirely dependent on mulberry. It is also dependent entirely on human beings for its reproduction and does not reproduce in natural conditions, that is in the wild. Sericulture is the practice of breeding silkworms for the production of raw silk. It has been in vogue for the last 5000 years in China, from where sericulture spread to Korea and Japan and later to India and western countries. Silkworm was domesticated from the wild silk moth Bombyx mandrina, which has a range from northern India to northern China, Korea, Japan and far east regions of Russia. The domesticated silkworm is a derivative from Chinese stork. The domesticated Bombyx mori and the wild Bombyx mandrina can still interbreed and sometimes produce hybrids. Mulberry silkworms can be categorized into 3 different groups. The major groups are univoltine. Uni means 1, voltine means brood frequency, and bivoltine and trivoltine categories. Univoltine breed is generally linked with the geographical areas within Greater Europe. The eggs of this type hibernate during winter due to cold climate and cross fertilize only by spring, generating silk. The second type is called bivoltine. It is normally found in China, Japan and Korea. The breeding of bivoltine takes place twice annually, a feat made possible through the slightly warmer climates and the resulting 2 life cycles. The polyvoltine type of mulberry silkworm can only be located in the tropics. The eggs are laid by female moths and hatch within 9 to 12 days. The resulting type can have up to 8 separate life cycles in a year in case of multivoltines. The silkworms have a preference for mulberry odorant Cis jasmone. After molting, the instar phase of silkworm emerges, which is white, naked and with little horns on their backs. After they have molted 4 times, the silkworm bodies become slightly yellow and skin becomes tighter. The larvae then enter pupal phase of their life cycle and enclose themselves in a cocoon made of raw silk, produced by salivary glands. The cocoon produces the vital layer of protection during the vulnerable, almost motionless pupal stage. Many other lepidopterans do produce cocoons, but only a few, that is coming under Bombycidae, in particular Bombyx genus, and Saturnidae, in particular Antheria genus, have been exploited by man for fabric or textile production. As the process of harvesting of silk from cocoon kills the larvae, sericulture has been criticized by many animal welfare activists. Mohandas Karamchand Gandhiji was critical of silk production based on the Ahimsa philosophy, not to hurt any living thing. This led to Gandhiji's promotion of cotton spinning machines, an example of which can be seen at the Gandhi Institute. He also promoted Ahimsa silk, wherein wild silk made from cocoons of wild and semi-wild silk moths is propagated or encouraged. Ahimsa silk is promoted even in parts of southern India for those who prefer not to wear silk produced by killing silkworms. Ahimsa silk is also known as peace silk. Coming to silkworm cocoons, the cocoon is made up of raw silk from 300 to about 900 meters, that is 1000 to 3000 feet long. The fibers are very fine, lustrous, about 10 micrometers in diameter. About 2000 to 3000 cocoons are required to make a pound of silk or 0.4 kgs of silk. At least 70 million pounds of raw silk are produced every year, requiring about 10 billion pounds of cocoons. Silkworms are also being used as a research tool. It is a model organism in the study of the lepidopteran and arthropod biology. Fundamental findings on pheromones, hormones, brain structure and physiology have been made in silkworm, particularly with regards to the pheromone called bombicol. Many Mendelian mutation studies have been described by using silkworm as a genetic tool. Silkworms were first domesticated in China about 5000 years back. Since then, silk production capacity of the species has increased nearly tenfold. This is because of the sustained silkworm breeding programs worldwide, particularly in China, India and Japan. Silkworm breeding is aimed at the overall improvement of silkworm from an economical point of view. The major objectives of silkworm breeding is to improve the fecundity, egg laying capacity, the health of the larva, quantity of cocoon and silk production with disease resistance in the silkworm. The full genome of which was published in 2008 by the International Silkworm Genome Consortium. The draft sequences were published in 2004. The genome of silkworm is mid-range with a genomic size of 432 megabase pairs. High genetic variability has been found in domestic lines of silkworms, though this is less than that among wild silk moth, which is about 83%. This suggests that the single event of domestication and that it has happened over a short period of time with a large number of wild worms having been collected for domestication. Major questions, however, remain unanswered whether this event was in a single location or in a short period of time in several locations cannot be deciphered from the data. Many cuisines or dishes can be prepared out of silkworm pupae. Like many insect species, silkworm pupae are eaten in some countries. In Assam, they are boiled for extracting silk, and the boiled pupae are eaten directly with salt, or they are fried with chili pepper or herbs as a snack or dish. In Korea, silkworms are boiled and seasoned to make a popular snack food known as byeondegi. In China, street vendors sell roasted silkworm pupae. In Japan, silkworms are usually served as sukudani. It is boiled in a sweet sour sauce made with soya sauce and sugar. In Vietnam, it is also called as konong. Silkworms have been proposed for cultivation by astronauts as space food on long-term missions. Traditional Chinese medicine has used silkworm as a source of medicine. In this case, the stiff silkworm, which is prepared from dried 4th or 5th instar silkworm larvae, which have died of white muscardine or fungal infection. It is believed to dispel flatulence, dissolve phlegm and relieve the spasm. Based on the information furnished on the topic entitled beneficial insects, it can be concluded that the insects, particularly bees, are the most important recognized pollinators. Commercial exploitation of bees, silkworms and lac insects has been discussed in this chapter.